is the state where I grew my kids. I mean, our family grew up in Boston, Massachusetts. We left there to move to Florida like everybody else is because it's such a tough place to, this is a tough message. People really are critical about this, but somebody has to call it out because this is a competition of states now, and we don't put money there anymore. We put it in other places, and jobs are created elsewhere. Over time, this is going to diminish New Jersey, diminish New York, diminish Massachusetts, and California, out of business. Out of business. El Morte. No business there. You can't do business there. I don't know what that place is going to turn into. Maybe a tourist zone, but no business. Imagine San Francisco. You can't even walk at night out in the street. Sorry.
What's happening?
All right, guys. So this episode of You Get What You Vote For, the blue states of America, the big blue states of America, like, New York and California, they got a problem. They got a big problem, which is that their tax base, okay, businesses and, wealthy people are literally leaving their states, okay? There is an exodus of businesses that is happening in states like New York and California, okay? And when businesses leave, you know who else is leaving? Wealthy people, right? And you know who pays a lot of the taxes in those states? Wealthy people, okay? Like, for example, wealthy New Yorkers fled city en masse as high tax state exodus persists. 10% of New Yorkers earning $75,000 or more departed the city in 2020. And then you have this headline right here, like the one from Daily Mail, that says 1,453 taxpayers earning more than $25 million fled the state in 2021. 520 fewer than departed during the height of the pandemic, new figures show. New data shows in 2021, wealthy New Yorkers continued to move out of the state. 8% of those making more than $25 million left in 2021. The top 1% in New York account for half the state's income tax revenue. Okay, so New York is quite literally losing their tax base. They're losing their money. And where are all these people going? Okay, they're going to red states like Tennessee, Texas, Florida, Arizona, Utah. This is a great thing for red states, right? Low tax red states. Terrible thing for high tax blue states. And you have a wealthy businessman / investor, Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, that went on CNN to talk more about this problem and how Democrats and their policies, whether that be high taxes, regulation, crime, right, other things, right, how that is basically making some of these blue states just completely uninvestable to the point where you have to ship jobs away from blue states to either red states or overseas. And again, he actually name dropped a few Democrat politicians like AOC as one of the reasons why jobs are being killed in their states. And he did this to Don Lemon's face on CNN. And you can tell that, the Democrat Party propagandists at CNN didn't really like what he was saying too much, but he was telling the truth from an investor / businessman's perspective. Take a look.
I don't put companies here in New York anymore, or in Massachusetts, or in New Jersey, or in California. Those states are uninvestable. The policy here is insane. The taxes are too high. We put them in Fargo, North Dakota, because 40% of the people work elsewhere, including Boston. So I was, a bit of a debate with Elizabeth Warren about this, but I say, look, Senator, we've got to move the companies out of your state because you're not investable anymore. You're punishing people if they're successful. You overtax them. You hit them with a super tax. New Jersey, what a mess. New York, uninvestable.
Wait,
California,
why is New York uninvestable?
Try and do a project in New York. Try and build a data.
Yeah, I'm asking, Don's point, is it beyond the taxes?
Oh, the regulatory environment is punitive. I had a project in upstate New York behind the grid in Niagara Falls for electricity, a global data center we were building. Eventually, it got so bad with the politicians in the local region and the state policy, we moved it to Norway and all the jobs. Wow. Norway has it now. Thousands of jobs coming out of that. I mean, that's New York. Uninvestable. Sorry, don't shoot the messenger. Just telling you the way it is.
Yeah,
that's it. Uninvestable.
Some pushback from our elected officials in New York on that.
I was just going to say Kathy Hochul.
Yeah, but
I'll debate them any time of the day you want.
We would love to set that up.
Particularly AOC. She's great at killing jobs. She kills jobs by the thousands. Another New Jersey problem. Where did Amazon take their jobs? They took them away from her. She threatened to sue them if they created jobs. I mean, this is a reality. This is a reality that the business...
There's a little more to it, but let's not relitigate that.
Well, sorry, I'm just telling the truth.
He's saying what a lot of people are saying, especially what happened with that Amazon thing here in New York.
I could put money anywhere. Anywhere. Why? Because the pandemic changed our economy. 40% of my staff at every company, regardless what city they're headquartered in, works remotely. That's never going to change. Primarily in accounting, logistics, some marketing positions, certainly sales. You just don't need to be in the office anymore. I know there's guys trying to get everybody back, but you can see through empty buildings in New York City. They're just not coming back. They're never going to. They don't want to pay those taxes. But the point is...
They're never going to.
No.
What happens to 6th Avenue?
I think you turn it into condos. I mean, what else are you going to do?
But who's going to... Why would people live there if they don't have to go to the office?
I'm not cap rates. In other words, the cost of real estate in some of these places where it's highly now, if you talk to real estate developers in New York, and I hear them every day, they'll talk their book till the cows come home. The truth is, in commercial real estate, they got issues.
Like real ones?
Yeah, because people don't want to put the nexus of their business in a place where AOC is telling you, I hate you. I'm going to litigate you. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to make sure that you can't create a job. Do you remember the Amazon 10,000 jobs?
Very well.
She kicked out of there? The guy that was running that program, I know personally, he said, wow, was I ever glad to get out of that mess. They hate us there. They don't want our jobs. Well, which jobs are they going to get exactly? Like when you start chasing away entrepreneurial capital. So my whole point is there are go-to states and there's no-go states. And no-go states right now are New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, California. You cannot invest in those places. They are no longer investable.
Yeah, that's a fact of reality, okay? I mean, it just really is, okay? As you guys heard there, as a result of Democrats and their policies, specifically when you talk about the pandemic, you talk about working, remotely and whatnot, which is what Democrats encouraged, okay? They shut everything down, and then all the rich people realized that, hey, I don't have to go into the office to work. I can just work remotely. Or, the owners of the companies realized that, the office is unnecessary, right? So they are having less office space. They don't need office space. They don't need all the things that they needed before the pandemic, or they thought they needed. And again, they've created an economy where, again, people can work anywhere. They can work remotely. So why work in a place like New York City or California or any of these high-tax blue states where you can just go work in a low-tax red state and make the same amount of money, have the same amount of productivity, and pay less taxes, right? Again, all this stuff is a result of Democrat policy, okay? They're actively losing their tax base. And I want to get this straight. This is just not something where we're talking about, people who work remotely are moving away and rich people are moving away, and that's just it. No, that affects the people who don't have the means to just move away, who are still going to be subject to those high taxes, okay? So you have business owners like, for example, restaurants who just can't work remotely. They just can't move away, or, retail stores or whatever. They're going to suffer because you have less people in the office locally, okay? So they're not spending money in that local economy, which means those businesses are going to get less money. And it's not like Democrats are trying to bring down taxes, right? Again, people like AOC, they want to continue to raise taxes, especially on businesses, okay? She is an anti-business politician, okay? She is against creating a capitalistic and business-friendly environment. She actively chases away jobs and businesses from her district, right? This is what happens, okay? But again, this is what some of these people voted for, right? That's the sad reality. You voted for your own demise. But again, you got some people that are smart enough to, again, move out of these blue states. Again, for example, like California, you got a lot of people, a lot of businesses exiting that state. They're moving out. They're going. They're leaving because, again, you can't do business there anymore.
Exodus. More California company headquarters are relocating out of state than ever before.
CBS 13's Steve Large is live downtown getting answers on where they're heading and why. Steve.
California's reputation as a tough place to do business is nothing new, but this new 50-page report shows it may be more difficult than ever to do business here. I had the opportunity to talk to one lifelong Californian who said even his friends and family couldn't keep him here anymore.
So we opted for Utah.
Tony Sebra, a California native, is now part of the California exodus.
We were tired of the business climate. We were tired of the political climate as well. And all those things just kind of wrapped up in a decision that, we opted to get the heck out.
Sebra's relocation out of Sacramento comes amidst a massive business shift across state lines for many California companies. While Sacramento recently celebrated Fortune 500 company Centene moving its West Coast headquarters to Natomas, a new report shows corporate headquarters are leaving the state faster than ever. Some of the biggest names: Tesla, Oracle, and Hewlett-Packard. In all, 153 California corporations relocated in 2021. That's double the number from a year earlier. The top 5 states they're relocating to: Texas, Tennessee, Nevada, Florida, and Arizona.
It's the accumulation of 1,000 cuts. It's wage prices, it's red tape, it's processing and timelines.
Josh Wood is CEO of Region Business, an association of businesses across Sacramento, and says he's seeing his members leave too.
And the reality is that people who are business owners, people who are entrepreneurial, they go to where they can be successful.
For Tony Sebra, his California dream is now in Utah.
Most of our friendships are also in California, but it certainly wasn't enough, to keep us.
Yeah, the report published by Stanford's Hoover Institution, and it predicts that without some type of policy change in California, the state will lose some of the future giants in the industry.
Yeah. So again, we have a classic case of you get what you voted for. Okay. These are the policies that you want. This is what you're getting. Okay. You're getting crime. You're getting businesses leaving. Okay. You're getting people suffering. Again, this is a disaster. It is an absolute disaster. Great for red states. The only thing I got to say is that all these liberal people leaving, right? These blue states, they need to also leave their policies in the blue states that they came from. Okay, that's the only thing I'm asking. Okay, because we'll take your business, right? We'll take your business, but we don't want your policies. Okay, because your policies ruin the place that you're from. Okay. Don't bring those policies to the new place, right? Don't make Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee, Utah, Idaho, North Dakota, wherever you're going, Arizona, don't make those places disasters, right? Again, because you left the blue states because of the disasters that you voted for. You need to vote differently when you go to your new state. That's all I ask, right? That's all I ask. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.